Hey, I'm Joel with Power Stance Import Export, and if you came across this video through an eBay listing, thanks for watching. That's what these videos are for. But if you happen to stumble across the video through a random search or YouTube suggestion and you have any questions about these vehicles, don't hesitate to give us a call at the number listed here, or find us on Facebook, Instagram, or the YouTube channel at Power Stance Import Export. We are the largest supplier of Land Rover Defenders in Michigan and most of the Midwest. So if you've ever wanted to own a Land Rover Defender, give us a call, find us online, and we are a licensed used car dealer right here in Oxford, Michigan.
Hello, and up for sale today, I've got a beautiful 1992 Land Rover Defender 110 County Station Wagon 5-door in Arles Blue. So this is a right-hand drive UK import. It has been legally imported. It's now located here in Michigan and comes with a clean, clear Michigan title. So let me walk you around the vehicle. I'll show you inside, outside, underside, and we'll take it for a test ride. All right, starting off here at the bonnet. Pretty decent shape, a tiny little bit of rust there at the front, but other than that, super solid. The sound deadening material is still in place, doing its job. We do have the factory heat shield on the turbo, which is nice. Those kind of tend to go missing. Super clean under the bonnet here. Radiator hoses look good. Intake hose looks great. A little bit of sound deadening heat shield there on the back side of the bulkhead as well. All the little stickers are in place. So this is a true survivor, 92,000 original miles. And I have not power washed or cleaned off this motor in any way, so that's how clean it is. No oil dripping down the sides or anything like that. Looks like we got a new lift pump. There's your injection pump there. And a little bit of rust proofing there on the footwells, but no repairs other than that. Looks to be in decent shape. Fuel filter looks new. We've got a new gasket here on our timing belt cover, so that has been replaced. Again, 92,000 miles, so that's only got its second timing belt on there. Top side of the footwells, this is normally where they rust out. That's in fantastic shape. Stickers all in place on the bulkhead as well, so that has not been repainted. There's the VIN tag, if you want to check that out. And moving on here to the front. New lights and signals, LED signals and lights, light surrounds, grille and bumper have been replaced. But this is a 30-year-old unrestored off-road vehicle that's in fantastic shape, other than a few nicks and scratches and blemishes in the paintwork. And let's take a look at the bulkhead corners. Fantastic shape, unwelded, unrepaired. There's the seal between the bulkhead and the windscreen frame, unpainted. Windscreen seal, beautiful, no cracks, no chips, no chips or cracks in the windscreen either. We do have a pretty decent scratch here on the bonnet, but other than that, there are no dents in the bonnet. Nobody has been standing on it, so that's in fantastic shape as well. All right, footwells or wheel arches in pretty decent shape. A little bit of a paint touch up here. Now these are 5-spoke Defender alloys, and these are about the cleanest alloys I've ever seen. Fantastic shape. We've got General Grabber TRs. Great on-road, off-road tire. Looks like about 95% tread left on these things. Barely used, practically brand new. And while we're down here, there's a quick look at the front outrigger. Great shape, no patches or welds there. This is the 200 TDI. I think this, yes, this Defender badge has been replaced, the old hockey stick badge. The door, I don't think this is the original door either. There's no corrosion on the tops or bottoms. They're in fantastic shape. And a little bit of a repair patch here at the bottom of the door frames, but all the doors are in great shape, other than a little bit of corrosion on the top and bottom of the middle row. The frames are in great shape though, no rust. And in the middle row here, we've got tweed original seats, barely used, great shape. original carpet. We got Land Rover floor mats and the originals underneath as well. Seat boxes, all original carpet. Alpine windows, great seals, no dry rotting or cracks there. Sliding rear windows, they got a nice dark tint on them, so keep people from looking in, I guess. Capping's in great shape, no rust there. This is the County Edition. And while we're here, let's take a look at the backside of the rear cross member. This is where they normally rust out right there. Great shape. As you can see, it's been replaced. That's where they welded on a new rear cross member. So that's a big job out of the way. And we'll take a look at the underside later, but here's a good look at the rear chassis in fantastic shape. A little bit of a dent here, so I'm thinking this corner has been replaced. And here's a look at the outside of the rear cross member. Fresh coat of gloss black paint in fantastic shape. Land Rover mud flaps. Rear spare tire on the rear door. A little bit of corrosion on the door bottoms of the rear door, but the frame is in great shape. So we do have a 16-inch steel wheel set here, painted in Arles blue, that can come with the vehicle if you so choose. We got an extra license plate, reg plate, original tweed bench seats in the rear, and we do have a nice little picnic table that you can set up here in the middle. There's a post that goes on the floor, so you can eat lunch, play cards back here, whatever. European style hitch, rear step, and you know, tiny bit of corrosion here on the rear corners, but that's very minimal. Other than that, real decent shape. Again, here's the door bottoms, the middle row doors, and front passenger door, great shape. Seat bottoms have been replaced with aftermarket seat covers, but the seat backs are the original tweed as well. Original carpet up front. Footwells are in great shape. They have been coated in a new coat of paint, and looks like maybe a new floorboard panel has been welded in there. But other than that, actually no, that's factory seam sealer there, so they might have just patched that up. But we do have some sound deadening material underneath as well, so it's a pretty decent quiet ride. All right, so let's start it up and then we'll go for a test ride and look underneath it. Okay, up here at the driver's seated position, we got 92,000 original miles on here. Dashboard nice and clean. We do have an Alpine AM/FM CD player as well. No cracks or dents or scratches in the dashboard. Everything's nice and clean. We do have a 5-speed LT77 and the LT230 center locking diff with high and low range. Parking brake is here. So let's get her fired up. Glow plug light comes on and off. Fires right up. 92,000 original miles on the clock. And let's take a look at the engine while she's running. Nice and smooth. Super clean oil. Won't blow by, back pressure. And no smoke out of the tailpipe. Okay, so as promised, we'll take a look at the underside here. As you can see, everything's been freshly coated with rust proofing and is in fantastic shape. A new set of shocks and springs. All the bushings look great. The swing arm, trailing arm, the A-arm bushing looks to be in great shape as well. And there's the bottom of the chassis. This is where they normally rust out here. And here's the bottom of the rear cross member, all in great shape. And there's the trailer hitch. We've got rear drum brakes in the rear, and the Salisbury axle as well, looking very dry, no leaking out of there as well, out of the fill plug. So let's move on to the middle. And here we are at the passenger side. There's a good look at the front outriggers. Great shape, no welds or repairs on those. There are the front control arm bushings, great shape. And the chassis rails are great. Center outriggers in perfect shape. There's the battery box as well. That's another notoriously rusty area, but it's in great shape. I mean, that looks brand new right there, but it's not. It's original. There's the bend in the chassis. This is where they normally rust out because mud will get stuck in there, but they're in fantastic shape as well. There's the backside of the rear axle, the pinion seal. No leaks there. Drive shaft, universal joints look great. There's the center diff. I don't see any drips or leaks coming out of there. And we'll move on to the front. Okay, and lastly, here's the front end. Let's take a look at the steering arm. Boots and ball joint in great shape, nice and solid. Passenger side swivel seals, a little bit leaky, but it's actually a common problem for these. Just top them off with grease every now and then. You'll be good to go. Shocks and springs, again, nice and new and clean. And speaking of clean, here's the bottom of the engine. Normally these 200 TDIs are just caked in oil, or the oil pan is covered in oil. And I have not washed this or power washed it in any way. Actually, the oil pan is super clean, so that's a good sign. This motor is not leaking. It's in great shape. Again, it does only have 92,000 original miles. Pitman arm, boots and ball joint look great. Steering dampener as well. And over here on the driver's side, again, a little bit of leaking coming out of the swivel seal, but it looks to be super slow leaking. It's not dripping at all or anything like that. Again, it's a common problem with these swivel seals. You just need to top them off with grease and they will stop leaking. All right, so let's take her for a spin as promised. All right, she fires right up. Parking brake is working. Power steering, nice and easy. There's 2 fingers on the wheel there, no problemo. All right, first gear. There we go. Second gear. And I'm dropping the gears kind of hard, and as you can hear, there's no clunking out of the gear changes. So the drive line is nice and solid. The wheel flanges, the universal joints, the splines on the transmission. Again, it's only got 92,000 miles, so nothing's really worn out on the transmission. We're in 4th gear right now, doing 40 miles an hour, up the hill, no problemo. Getting the bends here, downshift to 3rd gear. Nice and straight, no shaking in the steering wheel. Alright, so we'll flip her around and I'll show you reverse gear. And this is the LT77, so reverse is to the left and up. Clear, and then let's give it all she's got. 35 in 2nd gear, maxed out. 50 miles an hour in 3rd gear, 55, and then 4th gear, 60, 5th gear. All right, so not too bad at all. She gets up to 60 in about, I don't know, what was that, 10, 15 seconds? That's not bad. It's a 4-cylinder diesel. She's running real good.